I'm Kaylee, and today I'm going to wrap up the last 5 Try a Chapter books that I read. And today I am wearing my Music is Love t-shirt. I don't know why I don't wear this more often. This is one of my favorite t-shirts, because music is love. In case you didn't know, Books for MKs is a charity that donates books to missionary kids. If you want to donate to the kids, you can do so at gofundme.com. There's a link down in the description and a button right up here and a button at the end of this video where you can donate to the kids. And don't forget to click on that subscribe button and on the little bell so you can be notified every time that I post a new video. So one of my goals this year has been to get rid of some of these extra books that I have that I picked up for 50 cents or $1 at library book sales and yard sales and stuff. And am I ever really gonna read it? Maybe, maybe not. Is it even my kind of book? Maybe, maybe not. So I'm doing Try a Chapter in order to get rid of some of them and keep some of them and actually make myself read some of them. So this is my wrap up for the last 5 books that I was trying. I got rid of one of them, so I only have 4 to show you today. I read I Am Mordred by Nancy Springer and gave it 3 stars. This is a retelling of the King Arthur legends told from Mordred's perspective. How, as a baby, he was saved from certain death by a lowly fisherwoman. He grew up in the castle of King Lothian and eventually made his way to Camelot, where King Arthur made him a knight. But he was reviled and scorned because he was the illegitimate son of King Arthur. Merlin's prophecy that Mordred would be the one to kill his own father just tears Mordred's soul apart, and he spends most of his youth fighting against his destiny. I enjoyed this book mainly because of the excellent writing style. The writing is concise and really powerful, with many beautiful turns of phrase that perfectly set the scene and create this mystic mood. But I didn't really connect with Mordred as a character. I was interested in his story, but in a detached sort of way. He's an excellent character, well-written, engaging, but I just don't love him. I mean, I was mildly amused by his story, but I'm not gonna cherish the book forever or anything. I enjoyed the story. I was delighted with the way the Arthurian legends have been reimagined. I was especially impressed by the way that the ending stays true to the King Arthur legends, but it also manages to have a really hopeful ending in the midst of all the despair. I also read The Mozart Season by Virginia Ewer Wolf. I gave this one 4 stars, mainly because I'm a musician, so I love stories about musicians. Allegra is a violinist entering a very prestigious music competition. At 12 years of age, she is the youngest finalist in the competition, and she works closely with her violin teacher in order to be prepared. But as she memorizes the Mozart concerto that she's going to play, other things in her life begin to affect her music, both good things and bad things. As a musician, I enjoyed this story so much. The writing is quite accurate about how one feels going into a performance, learning your music beforehand and really embracing it and finding out more about the composer. How you can make yourself crazy practicing too much, and how your nerves go haywire before you go out on stage, and how music eventually just shapes everything you do and everything you are. I was immediately drawn into this story because the very first lesson is Allegra having a music lesson with her music teacher, and I'm a music teacher, so I was really connecting with that music teacher more than I was with the main character Allegra in the beginning. But then later on, I started connecting with Allegra herself, remembering how I was learning music when I was a child. The very best part of the book is Allegra's wonderful, strong relationships with her parents, who are also musicians, and with her music teacher. They're such lovely authority figures in her life, ready to guide, ready to listen. They comfort her, and they give her space to figure things out for herself and just let her spread her wings. Even if you're not a musician, I think you would really enjoy this book. And I read Bruce Coville's Jennifer Merdley's Toad. Jennifer wishes that she could be beautiful, but she feels ugly and dumpy. When she buys a talking toad at a magic shop, her entire life changes and she is whisked away on an adventure where she will have to choose between pursuing beauty or saving her friends. I loved this hilarious story. I read it all in one sitting. The madcap plot is full of surprises. and the snappy dialogue makes every page interesting. I especially enjoyed the magic system and how it interacts with the modern day world. I thought the main character, Jennifer, was really sweet and lovely and awkward. Her family is quirky and weird, and her friends are kind of peppery and unstable. I adored every chapter, and I can't wait to read more from the Magic Shop series. I gave this book 4 stars. And finally, I read Firebringer, and I gave this one 4 stars as well. As a little fawn, Rannick is born with an oak leaf shape on his forehead that signals the fulfillment of a prophecy. He is the chosen one. But when his father is murdered on the very night of his birth, Rannick must be hidden and kept safe from the tyrant deer lord, Drayle. As Drayle gets closer to discovering Rannick's true identity, Rannick and his friends must flee to the north, propelling them on an epic journey towards freedom and healing for all the deer in Scotland. It took me a while to get into the flow of the story. There are far too many characters, some of them with very similar names, and the writing spends way too much time describing and explaining a lot of boring details. But once the story began to move, I enjoyed the adventure and the characters, and especially the world building of the deer herds and their culture. But then I was disappointed in the ending. It just needed more flair at the end, and it didn't deliver quite the epic conclusion that I was looking for. It's a good read, but not amazing. It just seemed like it had a lot of build-up and then kind of fizzled out a little bit at the end. The writing could have been a little more polished, and the plot needed better pacing to just keep the story moving forward. However, I did really enjoy it, and it did remind me a little bit of Watership Down, but not as good as Watership Down. Okay, those are the 4 try-a-chapter books that I have finished reading now. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know. Have you ever been reading this epic story with lots of amazing build-up and then the ending just wasn't that epic? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.